¿A dónde está papi? 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 ¿A dónde está papi?
Welcome to the Wednesday stream. I hope everyone's having an awesome Wednesday. Welcome, everybody. How's it going? Cosmic Seeking. Dari Bennett, welcome. I am exhausted, folks. We do have a few headlines to go through, and well, it's going to be a little bit of a rough story, so I guess buckle up, folks. It is indeed Wednesday. Alright, folks. My time is a little bit limited today. So we'll try to get through as many of these as many of these headlines. I was wanting some good news. What? Good news? In this sphere? Oh, man. All right. Maybe if I just kind of leave the horrific news kind of in the middle, we'll build up to it. I have it. You are. I mean, I am here. This is a fact of life. This is very true. This is very true. I am here. All right. I think my headphones are going kaput. Slowly but surely. These headphones are so old. All right. It sounds like it sounds okay enough. You could make it even better with a fluffy video. Yeah, I mean, I could bring in the cat. I did owe Mayhem Hippie one cute animal video, so that is true. I could bring in the cat before we leave. That is very true. I've got one cat upstairs that I could bring down towards the end. That's true. All right, let's get some of these headlines started, yeah? Also, before we get started, quick shout out to Levelhead for making a huge shout out to the to his stream. Thank you, appreciate the shout out. I guess we should start with this one then. Top Arizona election official requests investigation of Kari Lake for potential violations. If you don't know, Kari Lake was the election denier who was running for governor, who lost the election. And as far as we know, she is still claiming that the election was stolen. Alio with the 11 biddies. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. The top election official in Arizona has asked the that Lake be a little bit leaky. True. One of her lawsuits have already failed. Oh yeah, no, she has no grounds on any of this nonsense. It's all bunk. Her claims of election denial is all bunk. It's all bullshit. Welcome everybody. The top election official in Arizona has asked the state attorney general to investigate Republican Kari Lake, who lost her 2022 gubernatorial bid, for potentially violating state law by publishing voter signatures on her Twitter account. Because, of course, the request by Arizona Secretary of State Adrian Fontes, a Democrat elected to the office last November, comes after Lake posted a tweet on January 23rd, about a week or so ago, that made an unfounded claim that 40,000 ballots didn't match voter signatures that the state has on record. Lake posted a graphic that showed 16 voter signatures alleging that they didn't match what Arizona has on file. In a letter to Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays, Fontes requested appropriate enforcement action against Carrie Lake for publishing those 16 voter signatures. Fontes cites a state law that prohibits reproducing voter signatures other than the voter or legally authorized person. Fontes' letter states that a violation of that law is a felony. Uh-oh. I mean, the memes write themselves with this, right? There were 40,000 unmatched signatures in mail-in ballots, which were cured when voters came in and re-signed them. Yeah, I mean, like, this is what frustrates me about these Republican conservatives, okay? Like, they think that there's just, like, absolutely no fail-safes or no redundancies in our systems, which there clearly are. As Redmond Barry just pointed out, yeah, if something doesn't like look right, or if there's a dispute or anything like that, there are avenues to correct this, right? Like, they made a whole big deal about ballot curing, but what it really meant was people walked in and re-signed them physically. Like, people walked in there. So it's just like so frustrating because like they are continuing to chip away at what arguably is the most sacred democratic like thing, which is the vote. Yeah, I don't know if I can show Jimmy Kimmel on stream. And just to be clear, it's all based on bullshit. None of her claims have been verified. It's just this constant stretching of the truth and this constant victim complex. IRI showed Jimmy and Mike. Does IRI also stream on YouTube? Allegedly? One can't really verify that, but allegedly? To both? Huh. Well, if I get a thing, you know. Oi!
Unhinged characters who've come to prominence in the political era of Donald Trump. Our next well, Mike, first question, Mike, is why do you think people don't take you seriously?
Well, I want to tell you this, Jimmy. Remember when we were kids?
Wait. Is this for real? Or is this like a parody? I mean, the fact that I'm like genuinely confused is is a testament. It's a parody. Like, that's not real. That's not the real Lindell. That's not real. The real Mind Pillow guy. They interviewed Mike in a machine. Yeah, but like that's literally him, like unironically, or it is the real Mike Pillow. Oh wow. Okay. Question: how did he agree to be on the Jimmy Kimmel show? But okay, sure.
And we questioned these carnival games, whether they were rigged or not.
Yeah, right.
But when we spoke up back then, we didn't get sued, did we?
No, that's right. Hey, Mike, get rid of that kid. Will you give him a toy or something like that?
There you go. You got a winner. It's a rigged game. It's a rigged game.
Oh, my God.
Mike, I know that you're distrustful of machines. Now that you're inside one, do you feel...
That's a joke? It's the real Mike? It's the real My Pillow guy? Oh, my God. the fact that I even had to ask that question, yeah. I guess Mike has a sense of humor. Yeah, I suppose, but you know, wouldn't that mean that he, I mean, unless it's just like really going over his head, wouldn't that mean he like acknowledges the fact that this is all one big clown show? I think they bring a lookalike later in the piece. Gotcha. Okay, I mean, it's hard to tell, okay, folks? With these kind of people, it's hard to tell. He knows he's a parody of himself. I mean, but it, like, is he doing this, like, because he knows? Because, I mean, if you asked me this, if you asked me, like, what I think about, Mike, Lindell, I genuinely think he believes this stuff at this point. He's just so in it. What is it? Sunken fallacy? The sunken cost fallacy? He's so in it, and he's on the cusp of, like, a what? Almost $2 billion lawsuit? He could potentially lose, like, everything. So I think he's really, lost, you know, lost his marbles. I'm just wondering what he's doing here.
Differently.
No, same thing. Their computers can be rigged out there. Yeah, absolutely. An election.
I don't know how he hasn't lost everything already. Yeah, they're still going through that lawsuit with Dominion. That hasn't been resolved. But I mean, sheesh, the amount of money that if Mike Lindell loses, I mean that's GG, you know. Lake and Lindell, pun intended, lost more than just their marbles. True. Well, we'll see if he loses this.
You know that.
Did you ask Donald Trump whether you should do this or not? Do you run this sort of thing by him?
No, I didn't, Jimmy. I did this all on my own. I wanted to be on your show. You know, you kept telling me to come on, but you know, I seen the monologue there. You said it's because to put me in here because I wasn't vaccinated.
I can't believe. Save up to 15% on pillows. Use promo code. Can you believe this? Not agreed to this. So this is real. So he really is. I mean, this has to have gone over his head. This has to have the irony of the whole thing. Like, this is way over his head. He spent 40 million so far. Sheesh. Yeah, no. This to me tells me this is way over his head. He has no idea.
You tricked me. You did it to be funny, huh?
Yeah, no, I didn't. No, I didn't want you in there because you weren't vaccinated. I don't know. To be honest, I don't even.
You want to check Lindell TV? Nah, I'm good.
Remember why I decided you should be in there.
Just, no, you said it on your show.
It seemed like a good idea when it happened. I have to say, I was very surprised when you said you would do it, but, you know, I put it out there, and so you said yes, so
I used to feel sorry for him, but I don't anymore. Yeah, I don't. Honestly. I don't. Like, I realistically, like, come on. Like, there's a certain point where it's like, yeah, of course, like, you know, you could see it from the perspective of, like, somebody losing it because they're about to lose everything or on the cusp of losing everything. But, like, my guy, my brother, my literal brother in Christ, okay, because he's a huge, like, Christian nationalist, whatever bullshit. My literal brother in Christ, you have some agency here. You did this to yourself. Yeah, choices were made. Choices were made. Exactly. He's allowing this to happen. I think he's a front for Putin. Nah, I don't think so. I don't think he knows what the heck is going on, to be quite frank. Other than he's about to face, you know, the biggest lawsuit of his life. And on the cusp of losing everything. Thank God that Lindell did not follow Jim Jones. He is following Jim Jones. Is he not a Trump supporter? It's the same shit. He's literally one of the top lieutenants in the new Jim Jones death cult. That is the Republican Party that's being co-opted by Trump. That's it. His agency told him to cash the check. True.
I'm honoring
What flavor of Kool-Aid? I don't know. That's a good question.
that commitment that I made on the air.
Great.
So last week, Mike, you actually during the weekend, you ran for chairman of the Republican National Committee. This is the committee that is kind of in charge of fundraising. It decides where the money goes. It's a very powerful group.
Correct.
And you seemed, by my count, very confident that you had a chance to win this thing. Let's look at the tape.
I'm running.
Oh man, this is too good. When Oliver Stone was on SNL after 9/11, he made a joke about he thought there was a third plane, which was a joke on Stone's JFK conspiracy theory, and celebrities can make fun of themselves. Gotcha.
Running for chairman of the RNC, and I plan on winning. And you know what? I plan on winning. I want to win that RNC chair. We're ahead in every single poll out there. I'm 100% all in. And when I go all in, I go all in to win. I just want to win, everybody. Not only am I going to win, but it's going to change real fast.
Are you confident that you can win?
Oh man. Lindell has a my Kool-Aid flavor. There you go. You can use oh man. Use code insurrectionist to get 10% off your My Kool-Aid.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of them are going, do you think you can win? Do you think you win? Of course I'm going to win.
Mike, some of the polls show you winning this.
Oh, yeah, they all do.
Now, Mike, the poll actually did show you as the favorite, right? The Rasmussen poll.
That's correct, yep.
And then this happened.
Oh man.
So your message said you wanted to talk about insurance? I said I want...
Whoa. No, I don't want insurance. I don't want Zaxby's either.
Harmeet Dillon received 51 votes, and Ronna McDaniel received 111 votes.
Now, does this seem like an indication that maybe your barometer when it comes to voting is off?
No, what it seems like, Jimmy, is that the RNC their representatives didn't listen to the people of our country.
Yeah, it was rigged. Gotcha. Thank you, Mike.
That wanted a change in the RNC leadership because I was the top of all the polls. I almost doubled both of them combined in the Rasmussen report, which came out last Thursday, the day before the vote. So I didn't realize that I would think that they would have went with what the people wanted because they represent the people.
Do you believe this was a rigged election, too?
Wait.
No, absolutely not, Jimmy, because there was no machines involved. It was paper ballots hand counted.
Right. Okay. So,
Okay. Oh, man. Yeah. Somebody needs to explain to him that, like, an RNC vote with, like, not even 1,000 people can absolutely be ran just by paper ballot and just by hand counts. Yeah. Mike and Rasmussen polls sucked. Yeah, well, no. The thing is, like, people need to understand that, like, yes, polls are not votes. That's right. The reason why we use polls, is to get a general idea or a general feeling as to where the direction is going. Okay? That's the reason why we use polls. It's just to get an idea of where the general direction is going. The polls, if you were to ask people, like, on the ground, who would they vote for, it's not going to translate to who the RNC is going to elect. So, of course, you could have a discrepancy that large because the Rasmussen poll may be just polling like Republican voters versus I don't know if that's even possible, but maybe you poll the RNC itself. That's how you would probably get a more accurate picture. It's not just polls have their limitations, of course. But the purpose of polls is just simply to get a barometer of where things are.
You would have lost either way, I guess is what you're saying.
That I'm annoyed by Trump and Lundell and Lake. Yeah, we all are, but here we are.
Well, I don't know if I'd have had machines like somebody could have filled with the numbers, right?
You distrust machines. Does that extend to like sewing machines? Yeah. Tell me, what about ice machines? You okay with those?
Jimmy, you know what? You can make fun of that, but we know the machines I'm talking about are voting machines, computers used in elections, because we want to have elections and not selections.
So not like...
Oh, man. Use code Mike fought the claw and the claw won. That's funny.
The George Foreman lean mean grilling machine would not be on your list of things to melt down and make into prison bars.
No, just the voting machines. We got enough of them to melt down into prison bars.
Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine. They're cool, right?
What's that?
I said Gloria Estefan and the Miami Sound Machine.
He has no idea what that is. And quite frankly, I don't know what he's referencing. I know who Gloria Estefan is. I just don't know what he's referencing.
I hear you, Jimmy. I can't hear you.
I'm sorry. It turns out you're locked inside a claw machine. One of the differences between you and the claw machine is claw machines let go. And you will not let go of this voting thing, will you?
Never. I want to help save our country, and
Oh,
I
Lord.
love our country. I love the people in our country, and we've got to get rid of the computers in our elections.
Mike,
No, we
I
don't.
have to tell you, and I mean this sincerely, I believe that you believe this stuff. I believe that you are really convinced that...
Yeah. I mean, there's just no way that this guy hasn't sold this to himself. There's just, as he descends further and further into freaking madness, there's just no way he hasn't sold himself to this.
The evidence that you presented is nonsensical, but I do believe that you are convinced that...
Yes, so, this whole entire thing just, went entirely over Mike Pillow's head.
There is some kind of a conspiracy or malfunction or whatever the case may be. I don't believe that Donald Trump believes that. I think Donald Trump is lying when he says he thinks the election was rigged. I think Giuliani is lying when he says it.
Yeah, it came out that Trump acknowledged that the claims of voter fraud are overinflated. He doesn't even believe the numbers, despite citing them consistently till this day. But Trump is like a con man. Trump is a career con man. So yeah. The original group from 1970 to 1995, also with Gloria Estefan's sister, singing with the Miami Sound Machine. The Miami Sound is a group.
I
Gotcha.
think Carrie Lake is lying. I think for them, these are just excuses for losing an election. What do you say to that?
Well,
No, I think Carrie Lake is
Jimmy,
real.
no judge in the United States has looked at the evidence. They've all kicked the can on standing. No one has ever looked at the evidence based on merit. And
Well, the whole point is that if a case doesn't have standing, then it's not going to proceed. There's no point. So just to like brush up on what it means. When we talk about standing, it means that when you're bringing up a lawsuit, just doing like a quick, quick Google kind of just a little encapsulation of what it means. You have to have enough cause to, quote, stand on. In other words, to have standing, a party must show an injury, in fact, to their own legal interest. You can't just proceed with a bullshit ass lawsuit, okay? That's what that means. So obviously, the conclusion of these judges is that it's a bullshit ass lawsuit, and it has been almost 60 times during that election cycle.
I'm just going to keep sounding the alarm until somebody looks at it. We gave it to the Facebook fact checkers, Alan Duke. He looked at it and he won't. Now he just went away because he knows it was true.
But the
I say to
Supreme
you, Jimmy,
Court-
I'll give the evidence to you. We'll come back 2 months later. I'll pay for your cyber guy if the show can't afford it. We'll have him check it out. You know, you're getting a big audience tonight, so you could afford it.
Mike,
I'll bring
Mike,
you the
you see that?
evidence,
You see
and
that little girl
we'll come back on the show.
with that little girl with the overalls on? That's our cyber guy.
Oh, man.
You're looking good. I knew you would.
How much has this crusade cost you personally, Mike?
Over $40 million, and that's counting building your great network you watch all the time, Jimmy.
That's right.
Lindell TV, that's part of the cost.
I'm your number one fan.
Yes,
that's
you
for
are.
sure. There's no
Oh,
question about
Lord.
that. Your My Pillows used to be in Costco. They used to be in Walmart.
It's so... Man, how a person can... This is like the end result of being in a fucking cult right here. This meets almost every single check mark of being in a cult, right? I mean, the guy's literally telling you, yeah, dude, just 40 million on this crusade. Oh my god.
Walmart. They used to be in
Hello?
Macy's, Bed Bath & Beyond,
Pointing in the right way.
etc.
Where the heck are they? Hello? Is anybody? Where the heck is Faye?
Who? Oh my goodness!
Oh,
it's
my
another
God.
Mike Lindell.
Where's the guy? Oh, no, not Jimmy. It's Jimmy Crumble. I can't handle it right now. I don't got time for you.
All right. That's pretty funny though. I love this. It was so great. Yeah, this is pretty funny. How's it going, Echo Wrestler Dragon? That is a pretty good impression, true.
I'm looking for the law offices of Dave & Buster's.
Well, no, Mike.
Dave & Buster's.
Dave & Buster's isn't a law firm. It's like a Chuck E. Cheese firm.
I almost did. Yeah. Yes. Echo Wrestler Dragon. When I got when Alio sent me the link and we started watching this, I had to ask several times whether or not this was actually him. But yeah. I literally said the exact same thing.
For adults who enjoy wrestling.
Well, I'm being sued for $1.3 billion, and I need some representation. So it's right here in the law. So, Jingling Jehoshaphat, how did I get in there? What kind of dark magic is at play?
Mike, you agreed to be. Well, one of the Mikes agreed to be interviewed in the claw machine. So
I knew it! It's the machine!
Oh my god.
It's the Antifa Chinese demo crazies, and they trapped me inside. Don't worry, you sweet boy. I got a pillowcase full of quarters right here. Here, try the machine. Here, it's rigged. Here, it's rigged.
No, there are
It's
no-
the animals.
you can't put. They take credit cards. They don't take pillowcases, Mike. I'm sorry.
Self-defense. That's just a self-defense technique.
Oh man. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess the only thing we can say about this is, yeah, I guess somewhere in there he does have a sense of humor. Clearly everything went really over his head, but whatever. That's funny. Oh man.
Okay, all right.
I'm not gonna use no card on these. I'll get you. Don't worry, me. I'll get you up to 3 points. It's a rig machine. The animals are. You jammed it up. The door's not going to work. I just need another bag of pillows. You're winning. You're winning.
You have another pillowcase full of quarters?
I eat all of my suppers out of vending machines. You know that as much as I do. Shield your eyes. I'm coming for you. I'm going to get you back in that ice hole real quick.
Oh my God.
Smash this
Is he gonna smash this?
Right. Don't hurt Mike. Right.
Just come on.
Oh, no. All right. Okay. That's funny. Anywho. Chat, focus. Focus. To kind of recap, Kari Lake is being suggested to be investigated because apparently she decided to post signatures on Twitter. And it turns out that is a possible felony. It's a huge no-no. In a letter to Arizona Attorney General Chris Mays, Fonts, whatever, requested appropriate enforcement action against Kari Lake for publishing those 16 signatures. Font cites a state law that prohibits reproducing voter signature other than the voter or a legally authorized person. Font's letter states that violation of that law is a felony. True. The office for Mays, a Democrat who was elected in 2022, confirmed receiving the letter but did not comment on any further. Lake spokespeople did not reply to CNN's request for comment. Lake lost the race for governor to Democrat Katie Hobbs last November by more than 17,000 votes. Since losing, Lake has continued to spout election lies on right-wing media and pursue legal remedy in the courts, efforts that have continued to fail. Lake has appealed the decision by an Arizona judge who found in December there was no clear or convincing evidence of misconduct at the 2022 election and affirmed Hobbs' victory. Lake has been making false claims about the election fraud on Twitter and in an appearance on right-wing media since losing in November. She held a Save Arizona rally in Scottsdale on Sunday in which she repeated lies about the election and promoting conspiracy theories about this election. Former President Trump called into her rally and affirmed her election lies, saying it's a shame what happened in November and that, quote, he believed she's ultimately going to be victorious. Oh man, this is a cult, folks. This is a cult. The Republican Party is just a cult. We all needed a laugh, true. Trump continues to deny the outcome of the 2020 election, presidential election that he lost, and launched a third campaign for president. Right, which again, you can't launch a third campaign for president if you supposedly won the second one. That's not how that works. The rules of the Constitution do not allow for that, or the way we run things does not allow for that. So either you have to reconcile the fact that you lost the 2020 election, and that's why you're running again, or you're gonna have to square that circle. It's one or the other, because if you're running for a third time, it means you lost that election. Trump admitted he's angry about 2020. Well, yeah, he can stay mad. Don't really care if he's angry or not. Don't really care if he's bitter or not. He's still lost. The Republican candidates in Arizona for Senate, Governor, and Attorney General and Secretary of State all made Trump's election lies a central part of their campaign and all lost their races in November. Let me repeat that. The Republican candidates in Arizona for Senate, Governor, and Secretary of State all made Trump's election lies a central part of their campaigns and all lost their races in November. Yeah. Womp, womp, womp. If Trump is convicted of a state crime and put in prison, he will still run for 2024. I mean, can he? He can, right? Legally speaking, yeah, he still can. I don't know how that's gonna work out for him, but I guess he can. Oh, man. And the funny part is he's gonna try to play that up as like the victim, you know, the perpetual victim complex that these conservatives have. They need to perpetually be the victim. It might actually garner some sympathy from the right. Oh my goodness. Left flank vets rating with a party of 279. Welcome. Sheesh. There's nothing preventing him from running in prison. That's true. Oh my goodness. Sheesh. Welcome everybody. Holy yikes. Folks who are just coming in from Left Flank Vets, if you haven't seen me before, I am a difficult truth. I do the news, I do the politics, Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. If you guys enjoy your stay and want to hit the follow button, you get 5 free emotes. 6 free emotes, I should say. 2 of which are cat emotes. You can add that to the Winston emote, okay? You can add that to the Winston emote in your cat emote collection, okay? And it's free. Note taking, how's it going? Welcome. A quick thank you to Left Flank Vets. Thank you so much for bringing your wonderful community over. I appreciate that. If you guys have a moment and you haven't done so already for some weird reason, please consider going to twitch.tv/Left Flank Vets. Go show them some support. And please follow Marcus and Left Flank Vets on Twitter. Fantastic channel. So make sure that you go ahead and show them some support. Really quickly, just to kind of welcome everybody in. Thank you guys, all of you that are following. Thank you, Felix, Poison, Sunny Gaming, Samsons, Easy Living Media, Note Taking Lurker, Princess. Thank you so much for the follows. Welcome, everybody. Ground Level News, welcome. Yes, remember to click the button. Red Wizard, Take Hero, like that. Wilco. Welcome everybody. Fennec? Yeah, Fennec Bard. Marcus Luther King. I see what you did there. Welcome everybody. Hope you enjoy your stay. Let's get back into it. Just to give you a quick summary of the article that we just went over. Essentially, election denier, extremist Republican Carrie Lake has been referred to be investigated because she posted signatures of voters on Twitter, and apparently that is a felony. So presumably she could face some investigations. We'll see. Dranoa, look at that. See? There you go. You've got Vaquita and you got Winston. See? You gotta go around and collect all the cat emotes. Peter Parker 55, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Alright, folks. Let's kind of shift gears over here in a totally not dystopic article. Echo Resto Dragon. See, you've got Vaquita and you've got Rue. Gotta level up that cat emote game. Massachusetts prisoners may get shorter sentences for organ donations. Yeah. This bill is just so effing wrong. Oh yeah, no, this is some next level stuff. What stage of capitalism is this? The end one. It's what the markets have deemed an acceptable middle ground to our socialist demands. True. Check to see I was following and I saw your kitty. Back to the kitchen. Yeah, I'm gonna try to bring her in before I sign off, or before the stream is over. I'll try to bring her in. Octavia, how's it going? Welcome. Oh yeah, no, this is pretty effed up. Prisoners in Massachusetts may soon have the option to get their sentences reduced in exchange for donating their organs or bone marrow if a proposed law is passed in the U.S. state. Yeah, I mean, we could pretty much like stop at that sentence. I mean, how psychopathic is this? Because it kind of it kind of gives away the game, right? I mean, like, not that we don't know this, but this is about punishment. The justice system isn't about justice. It's punishment. I mean, this is some next level effed up stuff. The minimum time on that bill is 60 days. Proposed by Democrats? No way. The memes get better. As a masshole, just hearing about this, I feel ill. Yikes. The simulacra, yeah, look at this amount of kitty emotes over here from different creators. A new bill with the aim of establishing an organ and donation program within the state's Department of Corrections has been proposed by two lawmakers, both Democrats. It barely has any support save a few green weirdos that no one cares about, and it won't ever pass. Okay, well, that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. But nonetheless, the fact that anybody decided to even think about passing this is horrifying. This just kind of reminds me of the movie The Hands of Orlac. Receiving body parts of a convicted killer is creepy. Yeah, I haven't seen that movie. They had the end game of means testing. Jesus. If it passes into law, then the program shall allow eligible incarcerated individuals to gain not less than 60 and not more than 365-day reduction in length of their committed sentence. What? A year? 2 months to a year? Along with the new program, a committee would be established to compose of 5 members responsible for overseeing the scheme. The committee would also decide on eligibility standards for incarcerated individuals interested in the program and the amount of bone marrow and organs donated to earn one sentence to be commuted. Currently, the Federal Bureau of Prisons allows organ donations by inmates only if the recipient is a member of their immediate family, but many state prisons, including those in Massachusetts, have no pathway to organ or bone marrow donation. No state allows organ donation from executed prisoners, even if they were a registered organ donor. According to the United Network of Organ Sharing, there are currently 4,413 people in the U.S. waiting waiting for an organ transplant, 58,970 of which are on the active waiting list. Yeah, well, still alive. Yeah, just, donate bone marrow or, I guess, a kidney if you want. Judith Garcia, a Democratic state representative of Massachusetts' 11th district in Suffolk, and a co-sponsor of the bill, said it would restore bodily autonomy to incarcerated folks by providing an opportunity to donate. Holy yikes. Oh man, the logic behind this is fucking ghoulish. Okay. Okay. To quote, restore bodily autonomy to incarcerated folks by providing an opportunity to donate organs and bone marrow, and recognize incarcerated donors' decisions by offering reduced sentences. Oh, man. Yeah, only take one kidney. Yep. I really hope the authors of this bill get unseated next time. Yeah, like, honestly, for even proposing this idea, they should automatically be voted out for being such clowns to even like think about this idea. Yes, exactly, James Napper. I'll get to that in a second. Yes. Jesse White, the policy director for Prisoners Legal Services of Massachusetts, issued a statement to McClatchy News, which said that racial inequities were a serious problem for communities of color when it came to access to donated organs and marrow, but raised doubts about the proposed law as a way of solving this issue. We are concerned regarding the potential for coercion and the impact of inadequate medical care in carceral settings. Yeah, like, first of all, you can miss me with that bullshit about, like, restoring bodily autonomy. You can miss me with that bullshit. Because I'm not buying it. Marcus, how's it going? Just can't do anything to solve the problem. Sorry, true. Can't do anything about it. Have you considered donating a kidney? Do you really need that one kidney? I mean, you could get 60 days off your sentence, maybe a year. A year for your kidney? How about that? There's absolutely no autonomy gained from being taught that your body is something that you can sell. Exactly. Jesus Christ. Oh man, we're concerned regarding the potential for coercion and impact of inadequate medical care in carceral settings. We believe that the solution must target the underlying structural problems leading to the health disparities, including ongoing needless incarceration of so many who could live freely and safely in our community. White told the news organization. Yeah, this is wild. True, it is Putin's fault. A kidney's worth what? A solid 40K? Apparently, that's equivalent to 1 year of reducing your sentencing maximum. But if the proposed bill does not pass, it doesn't matter. For even suggesting such a fucking ghoulish ass bill, these people should not be in power. For even proposing, for even proposing this, this is some wild stuff. So a very obvious, cruelty. The best timeline. So, the very obvious questions start to be asked, and James Napper brought it up. Like, hey, why are we proposing, folks who are incarcerated? Why aren't we proposing, like, I don't know, like jobs programs or even like a step forward? If you enroll or have, inmates who are taking classes for like a trade or academic courses, why don't you make sure that you are offered that, and B, once you have those programs like as a universal thing, because like I understand that like not all prisons are the same because most are run by state or private, and that could vary. But there should be some kind of push to have like a universal kind of program where people can get educated in a trade or academics courses. And hey, if you end up passing these academic courses, or you end up getting a license or some kind of, whatever stamp it is, or recognition that you know how to do X, Y, or Z trade, like electrician, or I don't know, HVAC, or whatever it is that you want to get into, maybe that's what should be incentivized to reduce time. And you come out with some type of usable skill. How about that? Nope. We can offer you you can offer us a kidney for your time, I guess. Yeah, if they're aware that the law won't even pass, I wonder what they're trying to achieve here. Yeah, it makes no damn sense, first of all. Where do I apply for repo? There's a sizable percentage of Americans who would support this. We're a sick country. Yeah, I mean, like the bootstrapping kind, like, oh, hey, I mean, it's just a kidney. You pick up the bootstraps. You'll be all right. You can still live. It's just part of your liver. You can still live. Yeah, the people with that kind of bootstraps mentality. The point should be to give them skills that they can take with them outside of prison. Right. It should be in an ideal scenario, it would be a rehabilitative system, but it's not. And this kind of mentality shows that the point is punishment. The point is punishment. The point should be given to give them skills that they can take with them outside of prison. There's no transferable skill in sell body parts. It sets a bad example to desperate people. Right. But then again, it's super strange that they would not only propose an outrageous bill, but also do it in the knowledge that it clearly wouldn't even pass. What's the point? For notoriety? For some brownie points? Yeah, and it's like, what's the game plan here? I mean, were they serious about this? Did they seriously think that this was a good idea? Because like, it's ridiculous and dystopic. I know Judith Garcia, no Republican. I'm not saying she's a Republican. I'm saying that this is a ridiculous and ghoulish bill. Doesn't really matter what she is or not, if she's a Republican or not. That doesn't mean that she can't propose some ghoulish bill. Okay, that's my point. How soon until the construction gets replaced by Ferengi rules of acquisition? True. The Constitution gets replaced. Gotcha. Meme legislation, but like, what would the point be? Like, what memes? Like, what for the memes? For the press? Like, what honestly, what purpose would it serve? Other than like, hey, I think that this would actually be a good idea. And it's really not. It's quite ghoulish. Garcia might be on talk radio. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change the fact that this bill is pretty dystopic. Lawyers intentionally make objectionable statements in court on purpose. Showing how much you hate criminals and want to hurt them helps the polls, not hurt. I guess. Is this like a weird like tough on crime flex? Like, yeah, I'm so tough on crime. I'm gonna propose people literally sell body parts for time off. Is that what it is? 'Cause holy yikes. One of the legislators behind the bill told Boston.com in an email that he was inspired in part by a close friend who requires dialysis 3 to 4 times a week while he awaits a kidney transplant. I mean, that's kind of starting to sound like self-interest to me, illogical desperation when faced with someone they know being harmed. Yeah, but this isn't solving the... So we just, like, create a whole other, like, plethora of ethical dilemmas? This isn't to say that, of course, I empathize with that, but, like, the problem here is, hey, why do we have such a shit fucking system that this person is in this position in the first place? And guaranteed that it's not just the dialysis that's the problem. I bet this person is suffering financially. You do not solve this problem by... And it's also quite telling that, like, your initial response is to be like, yeah, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to look towards how I can exploit the prison system. Yeah, exactly. My friends are in danger. I'm going to cut up some prisoners that they don't matter. Yeah, it's ghoulish. Not that I can't, like, see the plight of the person's friend, but first of all, you know, I suspect that it's not just the fact that he's in dialysis. I suspect that because obviously here in this country we don't really have we have a wealth care system, and you know that kind of, it would explain desperation, but Jesus Christ, the fact that your first initial thought process was, yeah, I don't know, I'm a representative in this state. I'm gonna try to, you know, fix it. I know how I'm going to fix it. As Bipedal Meatbag put, I'm gonna use prisoners like broken parts to a car. No, those are people. Yeah, it is frightening. Yes, it's unbelievably ghoulish that this was the first, you know, thought process behind the bill. Maybe they should campaign for healthcare to be about the health of the people, and invest in innovation rather than lining the pockets of the people. Yep, prisoners are not really recognized as people. Yeah, that's kind of the crutch. One of the crutches of the problem here. Again, I know Judith Garcia, but I think that this bill is not a good idea. Is not good. Yeah. Well, you may know this person, but the fact that this was the thought process, the fact that she was a co-sponsor, is pretty telling. And again, it doesn't take away the ghoulishness. It really doesn't. It's fucked up. Doesn't matter how you slice it. The fact that this was even proposed as an idea is the problem to begin with. Xeon Forever, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. As several folks, Simon Locker included, pointed out, people in prison aren't seen as people. They're seen as, well, disposable, like, you know, parts to a car. You know, there's still such a thing as completely, as somebody pointed out, Bipedal Meatbag just pointed out, there's still perfectly, completely legal slave labor that's happening right now. Yeah, that's happened, Genoa. Yeah, that's happened too. That's happened too. Yes. Slave labor that people directly voted into law this year as well. But, you know, line at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is whether or not we can look at the line, and if the line is going up, then it doesn't really matter, right? Yeah, going up, they say. At least on paper. I would even go a step further. Alio, if you know this representative, I would probably bring that up and be like, hey, this article came up about this bill. What the actual fuck? Because that's if I had the ability, to know, like, you know, a local representative like that, and I had some type of line of communication, I would probably try to bring that up. Like, hey, what the fuck? DuckDuckGo. Hey, Holy City, how's it going? I think even if you had a properly functioning judicial system in the US where prisons weren't filled with desperate people and everything outside of prison was good, you'd still find it super hard to actually justify this kind of thing, because it always ends in a form of incentivizing body selling, which broadly speaking is wrong. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, 100%. I don't know why to even propose this. Yeah, if you have any type of line of communication, like the immediate thought process for me is to be like, either, I don't know, depending on how you communicate with your local representatives, email, like, I don't know, messages, or written messages by mail, or by phone. I don't know how, like, you personally communicate with your representatives, but if you know or have an active line of communication, somewhere along the lines of what the actual fuck are you thinking would be a start. Holy shit. Yeah, this is not okay. This is like some dystopic, like this is like the setting for some dystopic sci-fi movie ready to happen. With this kind of line of thinking, you know? Do you guys remember the movie The Island? From 2005? I'm getting The Island vibes. Yeah, or a a Black Mirror episode. Jesus Christ. I'm trying to, yeah, not Ewan McGregor, not Ethan Hawke. Yeah, Obi-Wan. That's what this reminds me of. Like, again, understood. This bill is probably train spotting number one. Understanding that with the idea that, yeah, probably not going to pass. It's the mentality and the concept behind even proposing such a bill, right? And it doesn't matter if it has a chance of passing or not. When you see shit like this, you obviously have to talk about it. You obviously have to, say something. It's not off the far off the bleeding edge movie, to be honest, about Chinese prisoner organ harvesting. I have not seen this movie. Repo, the genetic art opera. I love how, like, the first thing... oh, man. I love the first thing, like, on her profile. She decides to put, like, yeah, today's the first day of, like, Black History Month. And then, like, immediately the first comment is, like, this is so ghoulish to post as you try to harvest their organs in prison. Yeah. Yeah. In Kramtoras, the Russian aerospace forces did not strike the location of NATO soldiers. The rubble is being cleared. The military is not allowed to take place of impact. Most likely, a rocket arrived from Tornado SMLRs. What? Oh, okay. Granders 13. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. All right. Let's just do this one here. Sort of a meme article. Alio with the 11 biddies. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So sort of a meme article. Republican Nikki Haley is set to announce a run for president. Yeah. She has borderline no shot. Okay. But okay. Nikki Haley, a former South Carolina governor who served in the Trump administration, is preparing to run for president in 2024. A source familiar with her planning tells NPR. The Post and the Courier newspaper originally reported Haley's intention to run. A note to supporters expecting to outline her plans is scheduled to go out Wednesday, today, but I don't know if we got anything. The Republican is set to be the first challenge to former President Trump in a GOP primary. Trump last year announced another bid for the White House. Haley served as Trump's U.S. ambassador to the UN for nearly 2 years, from 2017 to 2018, when she resigned. Prior to her tenure in the Trump administration, Haley led the state of South Carolina as governor from 2011 to 2017, when she left to take the job at the UN. Haley was the first woman to serve as governor of South Carolina. Since Haley left the Trump White House, she traveled the country with a particular focus on visiting early voting states. She also released a memoir about her time working with the former president. In 2021, Haley said she wouldn't run for president if Trump ran again, but recently deviated from her typical line, calling for a new generation of leadership in the Republican Party in an appearance on Fox News that she later posted on Twitter. Next to the well-known clown Sean Hannity. My former governor kept me off Medicaid. Fucking ghoul.
Let's talk about
What a fucking ghoul.
24. I know you were on with Brett Baer earlier this week. It looks like you're running. I suspect you're running. I don't know for sure, but if you want to make your announcement now, I think a lot of people would be happy. Are you thinking about it?
I think a lot of people will be happy. Listen, she has no shot. No shot. Yeah, she's a fucking ghoul. I'm sorry, Holy City. What a fucking ghoul. This is exactly why we need some type of, universal healthcare system. Not one that's dependent on states accepting or rejecting funds or whatever, playing around with that Medicaid. Does she actually think she's going to win? I don't know, because she has no shot. Zero. To raise her media profile? Maybe. Maybe she's applying for a job at Fox or something. It's like, I ran for president. I didn't win, but I ran for president, and now I have my own show on Fox or some bullshit.
Would be to announce right now. Yes, we are.
I just got rejected. Go ahead.
We are leaning in. I mean, look, it is time for a new generation. It is time for more leadership. It is time for the fact that we really start to take our country back. We cannot have another term of Joe Biden. And we have to remember, too, we have lost the last 7 out of 8 popular votes for president.
Man.
It is time that we get a Republican in there that can lead and that can win a general election.
That's not you. I don't think she has the actual, like, national profile to win a general election. Much like I don't think Mike Pence does either. Like, if Mike Pence threw his hat in the ring for general election, he would lose. Like, I don't think Mike Pence has, like, the big national profile. I don't think that, if the Democratic Party runs somebody else other than, like, Joe Biden, I don't know, even someone like Pete Buttigieg or Beto O'Rourke, a lot of the problems, not just because they were horrible, but yeah, like Ro Khanna, even though like Ro Khanna is like better than Joe Biden, I don't know if he has like the national profile to win a general election. But I could be wrong. Mayo Pete. Yeah, the whole point is the general public doesn't want a Republican. That's pretty much why they consistently lost, Yeah. Mike Pillow would have a better chance of winning than Mike Pence. You know what? Probably. Ron DeSantis? Ron DeSantis is the only person who has even a remote shot of unseating the current frontrunner in the Republican primary, which is Trump. And even then, Ron DeSantis, being the closest one, is still 17, roughly on average, double digits behind Trump. So, I mean, yeah, of course. If a primary happens and it's like Ro Khanna versus Joe Biden, I'm not going to vote for Joe Biden. The same goes if it's like a Katie Porter versus Joe Biden in the primary. Yeah, of course I'm going to vote for Katie Porter. Yeah. Of course.
Let me ask you this.
All right. In January 20th appearance of Fox News, Hannity Haley demurred from confirming a presidential campaign, but highlighted one of the challenges any Republican candidate faces in a general election: the popular vote. Right, because, and this is true, they're not popular. The former announcement of Haley's presidential campaign is set to be in expected February 15th in Charleston, South Carolina. Yeah, cool. Godspeed. Yeah, she has no shot. No shot. No shot. Not against a Trump primary. You're hailing from Charleston, South Carolina. Nice. All right, so yeah, I don't know how else to preface this other than this is incredibly effed up. Other than like, yep, just, you know, another Wednesday in America. I mean, this is like beyond words of how kind of like effed up this is. So, I mean, this is about as much content warning as you're gonna get. This is pretty effed up. I guess we should just let David Dole take it away. The pics from Trump from the fast food place recently definitely looking good. I guess I should just let David Dole take it away.
They murdered my son in a wheelchair with no legs.
36-year-old Anthony Lowe Jr., who is a double amputee, was shot and killed by police in LA County on January 26th, and this was on video. So I'm going to get to this. The actual video does not show when the shots hit, but you see everything leading up to it. You can judge for yourself. This, to me, is one of the more, if it's possible, shocking videos I've seen of police brutality.
Yeah, like, okay, so just to be like, you know, just to add as much context as possible. So the police were called because the gentleman in the wheelchair stabbed somebody who ended up being in critical condition, and that's why the cops are called. Okay? However, as you saw in the opening video, there was multiple police officers there, and they couldn't apprehend a double amputee? Like, this is beyond fucked up. This is beyond fucked up. Yes, to add to that, who apparently, and you know, David Dole will get into the more context of this, who apparently was potentially suffering a mental episode, as he had just recently undergone this double amputation, which, you know, obviously it could explain why someone would have a mental episode, and it's just unreal. Yeah, it's just beyond. I can't even really describe it other than it's beyond effed up, and it's kind of just like continues to happen. It continues to happen. Again, it doesn't matter. The fact of the reality is, police have only one job, and that is, if they have to bring in a suspect, they're the ones that have to bring in the suspect and supposedly, allegedly keep the community safe, right? Like, that's basically like their number one thing to do. They are not jury, judge, and executioner. Doesn't matter. Does not matter what that person did. It is not their job to be judge, jury, and executioner. And the fact that they resorted to this, the fact that they resorted to lethal violence lethal force without seemingly any other attempts to literally do anything else, is beyond effed up. Yeah, and qualified immunity for one thing. On the long laundry list of shit, qualified immunity is some ridiculous shit that shouldn't be a thing. At least, like, come on, like, at this point in time, like, I mean, any reasonable person would be like, all right, you know what? Enough is enough. Morbin tapped out with this story. I don't blame him. This is a rough one. The same goes for the umpteenth amount of police brutality that we have to, that gets covered.
Even with everything that we have seen up to this point. So
Read and Rap, hey, how's it going?
Yeah, let me just get to this video.
Yeah. I have to use a wheelchair 72% of the time, and seeing this video is unpleasant. Yeah, unpleasant is an understatement. There needs to be a federal call for no more excessive force. But the problem is it keeps happening. And a lot of this, like, yeah, the federal level, could attempt to put pressure, like the Department of Justice. When did this happen? January 26th, I believe, is what he said. January 26th, yeah. Yeah, there could be pressure from, like, the Justice Department to begin, like, more to be more heavy-handed for departments that behave in this manner. But, like, can you imagine? That's like almost all of them. Holy shit. I mean, the reality is, like, damn. Can we acknowledge that, like, there's just something else fundamentally broken here? There's just something fundamentally broken here. It's not just excessive force and brutality. I mean, yes, that's the end symptom that we see, but it's beyond that.
This is absolutely wild. And then
I live in Orange, California, and I did not see it on the news.
Why the police claim they were after him. But there's no audio on this video. You're going to see it again as well when I get to the report from, I think it's Fox 11 in...
And, like, it's hard to even trust any of the accounts to begin with from the police because they fucking lie all the time.
LA County. But let me just play this. He's out of his wheelchair. Again, double amputee.
So, first of all, already... like, if this is the scene that you're watching right here, this is not a threat to your life. Okay? Does that look... I mean, unless we have some context beforehand, but the video is clear. The person is running away from them, is trying to get away from them. This person is running from them. This person is trying to get away from them. Disgusting, but this is so much prevalent than a lot of people realize. Oh, yeah, 100%. And, like, the thing is, like, the silver lining is that nowadays we have so much cameras and cell phones and body cameras, whether they like it or not, dash cams, the cameras that are on top of the what's it called? Street lights or whatever. It's not as easy to just write the report that, you know, oh, I feared for my life and, you know, I had to shoot them 10,000 times. Nah, it's getting harder. So I guess that's one silver lining, and because of that, people are seeing it more and more. It's not that it's more prevalent. I think it's just that we have more ways of recording it. It's just like, I mean, maybe I could be wrong, but it's just nowadays we have so much more ways of recording it. The story last year in Colorado was that there were recruiting issues for troopers due to the qualified immunity law change. Sheesh. Yeah, it's the cameras, right? Now we're seeing it, you know, with our cell phones, with the body cameras, dash cams, you know, traffic cams or whatever. Like, again, this person isn't going towards the police officer. This person is trying to get away from them. Okay? The first thing that these police officers should immediately assess, it's just obvious that their life is not in danger in any way, shape, or form. What they need to do, and they do this in like other countries, on how to disarm a person with a blade, with a bladed weapon, is it just they just keep, like, a bunch of them continue to kind of squeeze like the space, and until they're able to remove the weapon. And again, this is a double amputee. This person isn't going anywhere, okay? And as David will tell us, continue to add more context to the story, this person had a family, had a house. Where it's not like he wasn't gonna go anywhere. And also, in none of the context that we see, in none of the context that we have, was there any attempt at de-escalation? There was no attempt at de-escalation. There was no attempt to just remove the bladed weapon. There was no attempt to call for more officers to kind of corner him off so that he can't, like, you know, go hurt anybody else if that was the case. I mean, I've seen other police videos of how they train in other countries to remove bladed weapons from people. None of them involve a gun, and certainly none of them involve shooting a double amputee who is trying to get away from you. Okay, guaranteed. If a normal person did this, guaranteed they would get a murder charge. They would get a second-degree murder charge, 100%. If a normal civilian tried to claim self-defense in this scenario, the courts would laugh in their face. They would be going to jail. They would be going to jail for second-degree murder. I get the feeling that a lot of these situations aren't really about fear. They're about a group of people who don't like being told no. People who need to feel in control and be powerful. Yeah, like, yeah, sure. I think that there is an element of that, yes. It's always suspected to have higher than normal rates of domestic violence. Yeah. Google 40% of cops for more info. I mean, officers involved in the Tyre Nichols case had a history too. Surprise, surprise. Those officers had a history too of excessive force and whatnot.
Trying to flee from them. You can see he's not going after them. He is fleeing from them.
Right. Like the
And
worst,
shots
like the only thing that you could prove, again, unless like some other context decides to come out, the most you can prove here is that he was trying to evade police. That's it. That's it. He was trying to evade police.
take place shortly after this clip here.
If that's enough, if that's enough to get you shot, I mean, Jesus freaking Christ. Look, he even stepped back in the other clip. You can even see him. Like, the officer, like, just stepped back. There's so...
It's
like,
hard to know what to say. So, according to his family, they think he was going through a mental health crisis.
Like, you could see he, like, stepped out, or maybe, I don't know if he tripped, maybe, actually. But it looked like he tried to step back. The distance there... this is, like, inexcusable. And there's no way that you could rationalize using lethal force in this scenario. Yeah, the dude is a double amputee. He has no legs. He's not even trying to go towards them. And at least in the context that we've seen so far, we have no other way. We have no evidence, no video evidence, nothing suggesting that in any way, shape, or form, these officers' lives were in danger. Because the point of using lethal force is because your life is in danger. That is your last resort, right? That's why you have, supposedly, that's the idea, right? The idea is that you deploy lethal force because it is the last resort. Your life or your partner's life is in danger, and there's no other choice except lethal force. And in no way, shape, or form was that exhibited here. I know I mean not to be offensive, but there's no other way to say it. Any grown adult male claiming to be intimidated by a man who needs a wheelchair, who's not even in his wheelchair anymore, is embarrassing. It's fundamentally not intimidating. It's not even just like that, because, like, you know, yeah, he had a knife or whatever, but the point is, the whole premise of having lethal force is because your life is in danger. Bitch about cops killing them and what? And their other attitude is there's no use for guns in modern society. What do you... Fuck off. Nazi piece of shit. There's no tactical advantage that man has. Yeah, like, there's literally no way, shape, or form where I see that those two cops, both of them are more than equipped. Regardless, even if they didn't have a service pistol, they're more than equipped with tools to deal with the situation, supposedly, right? In no scenario that I see here, where their life was endangered. My point is that their deployment of lethal force is inexcusable in this situation. Even if I'm trying to be, even if I'm trying to look at it, in the most, like, charitable light, in no way could I see lethal force being necessary in any way in this situation. Sheesh. Sorry, folks. We just gotta take a second. It's funny how I start talking about police brutality and a fucking Nazi clown decides to show up, and now we have like a mini bot raid. Funny. Phew. Listen, folks. Marcus, if you're still here, or if somebody could relay the message, I highly recommend, if you're some type of streamer on Twitch, get SariBot. Sari_bot. Like, go to the Twitch account, Sari_bot. It'll tell you how to add it to the channel. Complete lifesaver when it comes to hate raids or when it comes to like spams like that, because it immediately takes care of it. Boom. Easy peasy. All these bots, bot accounts just got yeeted. The same goes for PasadaBot, but I think pretty much all of us have PasadaBot at this point. But yeah, anyways. Let's continue.
He had just recently had his legs amputated. He's not homeless. That may be the assumption that a lot of people have, but his family made it clear to say he's not homeless. He has a family that loves him. He has 2 kids. I'll get some more details around his family in a bit here. But like he's
yeah, here they come.
Threat, even with this knife in his hand.
Yeah, like that's exactly my point. There's zero threat happening here. I'm just gonna mute the alerts here. Just like David Dole said, there's just no scenario where lethal force is warranted here. There's no scenario where you could excuse lethal force. And yet that's the first thing that they go with.
He's no threat. There's no rush here. Like, what is the reasoning to engage this quickly without even attempting to settle things down? Attempt to de-escalate.
Yeah, or find out what the heck is going on.
Talk to him. Like, where's he going to go? He's not going to escape. If they actually need to bring him in, he's not going to go anywhere. There's no rush here, yet they immediately go to shooting him.
Like, yeah, that's the problem here. They immediately go to lethal force, which is beyond effed up. And like, you could even see in the video, they're like casually walking behind him. It's not like they're running after him or anything like that. Like, look, they're like casually hold on, I need to show this again. Like, look, they're like walking. They're like keeping up pace, like just walking. The more I watch this video, like the more angering it fucking gets. Holy shit.
Not going to escape. If they actually need to bring him in, he's not going to go anywhere. There's no rush here, yet they immediately go to shooting him. So, the police officers involved were placed on paid administrative leave per...
Cool. Nice. Wow. Like, that kind of shit needs to, like, stop. Why would you put them on paid administrative leave without even, like, resolving the situation? Because, like, what if they actually did, you know, like, murder the person, right?
For protocol, they're apparently currently investigating the shooting. I'm going to make a prediction now. I think they're going to get off simply because the guy had a knife. even though
Hey,
he was
Mayhem
clearly
Hippie. I'm
not-
sorry, I didn't say hi to you. In a just situation, Mayhem Hippie, yeah. In a just world, yeah. Because as I was saying earlier, if any civilian tried to claim self-defense in this scenario, no, they would be facing murder charges. They would be facing murder charges. If any normal like civilian attempted to be like, oh well, I feared for my life, so I had to do what I had to do. Nobody's gonna buy that defense. What dumbfounded me about these things is the fact that is that lack of any awareness. Even if I was a dick cop, if I was just a trigger happy and an asshole, why would I choose now of all times to shoot someone when the subject is all over the news? But then I think the lack of awareness could easily mean they just don't give an F. Oh yeah, no, they don't care. They don't care. That's part of the problem, because they think that they'll get away with it, because there's rare times where there's any repercussions. There's rare times of accountability. Most of them just close ranks, and try to support each other through bullshitting, through police reports or bullshitting tests, whatever it is that they need to do to protect their own. It's kind of part of the problem. Exactly what you're bringing up. Why is there not a civilian-based agency that investigates cops? That would be nice, but
No threat to anyone. There was no civilians around. There was no immediate threat. Yet because he was simply holding a knife, which is not illegal to hold, but because he was holding a knife, the police can say, oh, we felt threatened, even though clearly there was no threat here.
Again, just to be clear, in case anybody, I don't know, happens to be a person that carries, somebody holding a knife does not mean you get to shoot them. Okay? Just to be clear, somebody holding a knife moving away from you is not grounds to shoot them. Correct. A knife is a tool, not a weapon. But even if it doesn't matter, it doesn't matter if a person is wielding a knife, it is not grounds to shoot them. The purpose of the right to self-defense and deploying lethal force is because there is no other resort. That is it. Your life is in danger. You are at heavy risk of losing your life or severe, whatever the language is. You have to be using that as a last resort. He was coming right for him after he circumnavigates. I don't know what that means, dude. I don't know what that means. There's no excuse for this. There's literally no excuse for this. In this scenario, there was two cops keeping up with the person at literally a walking pace. They had enough distance between them, and they were keeping up with the person at a walking pace. You can clearly see it on the video. Yeah, I'm assuming that's a sarcastic comment. I carry a multi-tool and a pocket knife. Never got beat to death for having either. Carried a 7-inch hunting knife across state lines. Yeah, no, of course. Because there's no reason for you to have. There's no reason for well, legally speaking, you can't. You cannot shoot somebody for having a knife. You cannot shoot somebody for having a knife. If you do, you will go to jail. Okay? If you were a civilian and you did what these cops did, you would be in jail. Okay? Let me be, like, just to be clear, just to highlight the difference here, just to highlight the difference in how protected these fuckers are. I everyday carry and this is murder. Yeah. It's clear as day. It was a sarcastic comment. Welcome, Kevin from Kevin from YouTube. Thank you. Yeah, there's no other word for it. If a civilian did exactly this thing, they would be they would be in jail for murder. That's it. Exactly. It's murder, plain and simple. They would be in jail for murder. Okay?
But based on that alone, I think they're going to get off. Now, Jackson Lowe's sister, who was 34, said that even though they were 2 years apart, they often felt like twins. You could be having the worst day ever, but as soon as you came across him, he'd brighten your day. He was a family man who cared for all of his family and treated his friends like family. Jackson said his 4-year-old daughter adored Lowe and didn't understand that he was gone. Her daughter had noticed that her mother was in pain and had suggested she talk to Uncle Anthony.
I only
to feel
EDC
better.
everyday carry because of this. Yeah.
Quote, she doesn't understand why I'm crying. Anytime we're going through something, my brother and I would call each other. And my daughter keeps saying, call Uncle Anthony, but he can't fix this. Now, Lowe's family is calling for the officers to be terminated and face murder charges. Quote, I'm heartbroken and filled with anger and rage, Tatiana Jackson, his younger sister, told The Guardian on Tuesday. I just can't understand why they would do that to someone in a wheelchair. I want someone to explain to me what was the reason that you had to gun down a guy who has no legs. Lowe was a father of 2 and one of 8 siblings in a tight-knit family, and he'd been struggling recently after he had both his legs amputated, his family said.
Yeah, so this is the part where we get a little bit more reasoning as to what was going on.
Now let me get to a clip here from, this is the report from Fox 11 in Los Angeles.
They murdered my son in a wheelchair with no legs. So they do need to do something about it.
Where was this?
Because
LA.
I want justice for my son.
Police say they were called out to Slauson Avenue last Thursday because Lowe had jumped out of his wheelchair and stabbed someone.
Yeah, again, look how many... Wait. Were these officers also around? Or did they come after the fact?
Unprovoked, leaving that person in critical condition. You can see a large knife in his hand in this video. He runs from police and officers use tasers, but then an SUV blocks the view. Police say Lowe threatened to advance and throw his knife at them.
Yeah, it looks like the after... Okay, yeah.
He's running on his limb. How cold-hearted could they be?
Well, yeah, again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what this person did or didn't do. It's about the officer's behavior and response.
This is my twin. We did everything together.
All right. Let's first pretend, because we don't know for sure, that the police report is accurate. And I'm going to get to just how inaccurate police reports can be in a second here.
Yeah, first of all, I don't trust the police's account of events by any stretch of the imagination.
But let's pretend that what they're saying is true. That Lowe had just...
Right. That's exactly my point. 100%. Like, it doesn't matter what they did or didn't do. The point of the police is not to be judge, jury, and executioner. Especially especially deploying lethal force as the first thing, as the first resort.
Stab somebody randomly, and that they were after him for that. Why don't you apprehend him? He has no legs. He's not a threat. We saw the video. He was no threat to the officers there.
Yeah, he was, again, going away from them.
They could have waited this out. But instead, they went immediately to shooting and killing him while he was trying to get away from them. Simply an accusation that you did something wrong does not mean that you can be shot and killed. But for the cops, apparently it does. Just someone claiming something happened. Again, they don't even know. And even if he did even if they were there and witnessed him stab somebody,
yeah, the job of the police isn't to mete out like judge, jury, and executioner.
Around no one in this situation. He's threatening nobody. And they still put him down. Now, that's if the report's accurate. I want to show you just how wild these police reports can be, because I went to school with broadcast journalists. They are taught to treat the police report as gospel, that what the police are saying is a factual basis for a news story. This is the police report from Tyree Nichols, the beating that 5 cops put on Tyree Nichols and killed him. This is their police report after that happened. At approximately 8:30 p.m., officers in the area of Rains Road and Ross Road attempted to make a traffic stop for reckless driving. Which, by the way...
Yeah, which was bullshit, by the way. There was no evidence that this even happened.
That alone is already being disputed, but going on. As officers approached the driver of the vehicle, a confrontation occurred, and the suspect fled the scene on foot. Officers pursued the suspect and again attempted to take the suspect into custody.
Yeah, attempted to take the suspect into custody. If you mean they beat the ever-living shit out of somebody on bullshit grounds, yeah, I guess. There's no legal grounds for a tire to even been pulled over. Yeah. Killed for disobeying and exercising his rights. Exactly. Bullshit. Holy yikes.
While attempting to take the suspect into custody, another confrontation occurred. However, the suspect was ultimately apprehended. Afterward, the suspect complained of having a shortness of breath, at which time an ambulance was called to the scene.
Yeah. Where after you beat the ever-living shit out of him. Yeah, in custody for what? For losing a game of Simon Says?
Suspect was transported to St. Francis Hospital in critical condition. Tyree Nichols was...
Cisco, I'm not gonna lie. I actually know somebody, and I'm pretty sure there's I'm pretty sure people in this chat can probably attest to different stories that they have either known of people or have experienced themselves. But I know somebody very, very close to me where they were stopped by police and they planted fucking drugs and wrote it on the report. And they literally told this person, who, again, this is a very close person to me. They literally told this person, who do you think they're going to believe? You or the police report? In an attempt to force them to take a plea deal. Because the cops fucking planted drugs. Literally, unironically. And then put it on the report.
Trying to run for his life as the cops were laughing and egging each other on while they were beating him to death. Weird that isn't in the police report.
Yeah, like that's the official police report there. That's literally not what fucking happened on video.
So, and this is just one example.
ACAB for a reason, true.
It's very possible that Tyree Nichols did stop somebody. He still was a threat to nobody in that video and should not have been killed. And that is not even a debatable point. The cops don't have, or should not have, the ability to kill whoever they choose because of something that they suspect of an individual. Now, police have said that they found a stabbing victim who was taken to the hospital, but Lowe's family said they were skeptical of law enforcement's story. He was running away from them as if he was scared for his life. The mother, Ebonique Simon, the mother of Anthony's son, who said that he might have had a knife on him for protection. Quote, this could have been handled in any other way, but they chose gunfire as the resolution to the problem. That is insane. The police are supposed to be upholding the law, and we're supposed to trust them with our lives. But how can we if they do something like this? Simon said,
yeah, of course, ma'am, hippie. That goes without saying.
That Lowe had been proud of their son's success in football and had...
Yes, race has a huge part to play. And like the Tyre Nichols case is like a textbook argument for how systemic racism works. One time I got arrested as a minor and I was sitting in the cop car. The cop grabbed me and shook the shit out of me, yelling, asking if I was going to get fired up. And I was like, no. Yeah, like, so then they can, like, you know, beat the ever living shit out of you and be like, yeah, he was resisting, or yeah, he tried to assault me. Man.
Helped him stay motivated, and that she was struggling to process that he wouldn't be there for graduation. She said Lowe had also loved to dance, and she believed he had been facing mental health challenges and depression due to the amputations, but she had hoped his life would soon start to improve. He had recently been approved for prosthetics, she said, and had an appointment scheduled for February.
Yeah, it's like this power-hungry mentality, Samson's.
So, I mean, there is... This isn't even an issue of training. This is
Google 40% of cops for more info.
An issue of the culture. Do you really need to be trained to not shoot and kill someone with no legs as they are running away from you or trying to get away from you? Does that really need to be trained into you? This is just the culture of policing. So there is a...
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, this isn't just... This isn't just, oh, we need to take care of, like, police brutality and, you know, excessive force and police. Yeah, of course we do. But this is the end result of a much deeper problem that is not getting addressed.
Recently on the Leftist Mafia, the podcast I'm on, we interviewed filmmaker Matthew Solomon on reimagining policing. His new documentary is called Reimagining Safety. So check that out. There's also great resources on his website, which is reimaginingsafetymovie.com, which is also linked below the video. You can see it on the front page here. Just go to the main YouTube page right here. I'll also link to it below the video.
True, OpenGL.
There are better ways to go about this, and at the very least, you can imagine mental health professionals in that situation would have been able to deal with the situation in a more successful way that would not have led to the death of this individual.
So fucked up. All right, folks. Yeah. I was going to do another story, but I don't think I have time. I had a cop who singled me out of the group and said he would arrest me for trespassing. Everybody hung out there all the time unless I met him later, and I think I was 13. Jesus Christ. Gross. All right, let me go grab the cat so we can say goodbye. At least end on the kitty cat note. Let me bring the cat in. I'll be right back. That cop kept an eye on me for years? That's creepy, dude. Thank you for fluffing up the day. This is Buddy the cat, folks. Bakita is nowhere to be found. I think she's like hiding somewhere. Yeah. I just kind of got him up from his room, so I know. Oh, there he goes. Alrighty. Hold on. We need a fluffy emote. Yeah, I need an emote for Buddy. That's what I need. Whew. Yeah, Buddy's super cute. And he's very friendly. Isn't that right, Buddy? Look at those green eyes. Yeah. All right. Off you go, sir. We need to get an emote out of him. I love cats. Me too. I've got 2 of them. It's okay, Michael Hassler. You can just ban Wretched Deal. Yeah, we took care of him. You can just ban him. All right, folks. I gotta get out of here. Gotta head to the store. So are they really still yelling that? Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, they just... Nothing to contribute here. Would you think they evolve faster in language? Nah. Alright, folks. I gotta get out of here. Thank you so much. I'll check you again. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you to all the new follows. Welcome to everybody here. Thank you to Left Flank Vets for the massive raid. Thank you all for being so cool and hanging out here. Thank you, Marcus. I appreciate it. Once again, go to twitch.tv/leftflankvets. Follow them on Twitter as well. Marcus does some phenomenal stuff. Appreciate that. See you in the next one. Thank you later. Mayhem Hippie, I appreciate it. Thank you for all the biddies. Thank you for all the follows, all the subs, all that awesome stuff. I appreciate it. You guys are what makes this channel grow. If you guys enjoy the content, don't forget to hit the follow button. If you guys want to go above and beyond, go to the YouTube channel. Hit the big red subscribe button, as some of you have already done. It really does help out the channel. And if you guys enjoy it, spread the word. We're here Monday through Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. As always, please stay safe. Please take care of each other. I love you all, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. See ya. Thank you, SV Harkin. Appreciate it. Let's give Hilda Beast some massive love. All right, folks, we're heading out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you, Michael Hassler. Appreciate it. Thank you. See ya.